Government announced some concessions with regards to demands of teachers. Classes have remained in most secondary and primary schools across Cameroon as teachers continue to press with their strike action, demanding government to provide them with solutions to their problems. Teachers of the basic education sectors have also downed their tools this Monday to press for better working conditions. And as Russia-Ukraine war persists, analysts say it is time for government like Cameroon to take measures in regards to fuel increase, if at all it's affected by the conflict. And the weekly ghost town continues this Monday in Bamenda in spite of their darling football club representative lifting a cup of Cameroon in Yaoundé. That was yesterday. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Teachers of some basic or government primary schools in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, have this Monday have returned to their striking path, stating that their demands have not yet been met by government. The pedagogues lament they shall only get back to the classrooms after receiving money owed them by the state. More in the following story with our reporter, Haisencha.
They are all present in school this Monday, but not in their respective classrooms. The teachers of government primary school Kambouvé, Yaoundé, sitting tight to their chairs in the school premises, pupils idling on their benches. This is the only lesson of the day in one of the classes, titled How to Strike Peacefully. Their problems tabled to the government last February, they say have not been addressed.
There is many problems, many problems, because in this moment we have no advancement, no salary to those who were recruited on 2019, 2020, 2021. There is no rappel for those who were recruited in 2015. We have those who are recruited and many years after they don't have salaries. They don't have matricles.
The outing of the Minister of Basic Education during last Thursday's joint press conference with 4 other ministers, the pedagogues say, did not sound well in their ears and does not match with the realities on the ground.
Nothing. The minister says that everything is okay, but it is not okay. The things are not good. The things are going bad.
The situation of teachers at the basic education sector, the lament, remains deplorable.
The Ministry of Basic Education is ill in our educative system.
School administrators are equally crying out that the continuous strike action is already playing down heavily on the learners, especially those in final examination classes, with many performing poorly in the just ended mock exams.
And in Douala, the strike action is effective in some government primary schools, with the teachers abandoning their classrooms completely, allowing their children to loiter around or either sleep in the classrooms at government primary school Aqua and also at government primary school Bonamusadi, all of them here in Cameroon's economic city at Douala. The teachers say they have been working for close to 20 years with no integration into the public service. More in the following story. The pupils are quiet and attentive as the teacher writes on the blackboard her reasons for protesting for better working conditions.
C'est incroyable et impossible.
As a basic education teacher, she says she had given in all her best, but government has not respected its own part of the engagement. We are at government primary school, Aqua, in the heart of Douala. The strike by basic education teachers is effective this Monday, March 14.
Je ne suis pas venue dans l'enseignement pour devenir mendiante.
On campus, pupils could be seen playing, others loitering around, while others are sitting in their classrooms, but with no teachers to give out lessons. It is a similar ambience at Government Primary School Bonamusadi, where the teachers have all abandoned their classrooms, giving room to the children to simply sleep all day. Each sitting in front of their classrooms, the teachers simply fold their arms, reflecting on what lies ahead.
Quand j'ai demandé mes frais de REP, l'affectation, j'ai demandé, on m'a demandé les 450 000. J'ai donné au moins 4 fois. Je suis nulle aujourd'hui à cause des affectations.
This basic education teacher has been working for 20 years without being fully integrated as a civil servant. This other teacher is seeing her endless efforts going in vain without the benefits coming her way. A more reason to go on strike, she cries out. Basic education teachers who have been watching their colleagues of secondary education protest for better working conditions have unanimously joined the fight, describing their minister as boastful and too full of a sector which is lacking in all aspects. His declarations are clean, pull them out of their classrooms. The teachers are protesting delay in payments of arrears and administrative bottlenecks will slow down procedure for the recruitment and evolution of their career as teachers. And even as government announced some concessions with regards to demands of teachers, classes have remained grounded in some government secondary schools, yes, in Cameroon's economic city, Douala. A typical example, a government bilingual high school, Japoma. More in the following story. Government bilingual high school, Japoma, this Monday morning. The atmosphere is tense. The teachers, dressed in black, have downed their tools in respect of a protest for better working conditions.
Plus jamais ça, plus jamais d'Amidou, nous avons droit à la dignité également.
As we moved closer, the gates were shut before our eyes. We're told no strangers were admitted, just the teachers and students allowed on campus. Inside, the teachers, all dressed in black and with messages in their hands, tell their painful stories.
What are they doing with those documents? Keeping documents and piling them, people are suffering. We're not only talking about advancements, housing allowance and others. What about reclassification? Many are there in silence. You go to school, you come out, you are suffering, you cannot reclassify. So we should not go to school again.
The teachers have questioned their continuous rejection by governments despite the energy and time used in the education of children.
We are pleading on the President of the Republic to do something. He has already done something. But we want him to do more. And the teachers say, what about that? Please, do something more for the teachers. We deserve it.
The strike is already affecting students of Government High School Japoma who spent all day roaming around the neighborhoods. Some of the students frowns at government, asking why they will neglect those who spend years educating them to become useful citizens. And patients suffering from facial impairment will receive free surgery from surgeons from France working in collaboration with the Douala Military Hospital. The operation that started this Monday will last for 15 days. Regina Leketanda tells us more. They have come from far and near. Here at the Douala Military Hospital, these persons with facial impairment hope to get their faces repaired. A free campaign organized by French humanitarian organization Normal France in collaboration with Normal Front Cameroon will offer free surgery to these victims.
Ces interventions sont complètement gratuites.
This intervention is completely free of charge. We're on a mission of 15 days with 2 surgeons, accompanied with a team of anesthesists. We have already begun consulting the patients today, and tomorrow we will proceed with operations.
Et à partir de demain, bien jusqu'à ce que l'on parte, nous allons opérer ces enfants.
Noma is a type of gangrene that destroys mucous membranes of the mouth and other tissues, occurring mostly in malnourished children. Most often than not, these victims lack resources for treatment. We are receiving the patients now for consultation and will begin surgery tomorrow. The surgery focuses on people suffering from Noma, who often don't have the means to treat themselves. Noma France has been carrying out such surgery for more than 20 years, and thus they are bringing their expertise to help us in this campaign.
Noma France, qui travaille déjà dessus depuis à peu près plus de 20 ans, nous a apporté son expertise.
This mother in tears hopes her daughter can get her breakthrough. She fell in a fire. It's about 1 year, 3 months today. I'm coming from Gaundare. We have previously been to some hospitals, but not with much result. The campaign will also attend to those who suffered burns on their faces and those whose faces got fractured after an accident. The Cameroon Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Tanganji, has banned the marketing and consumption of the water pipe, also known as shisha. A decision by the Minister of Territorial Administration comes on the heels of results of laboratory analysis of the National Committee for the Fight Against Drugs, which established the dangers of the product. A decision by the Minister of Territorial Administration has received a backlash by members of the National Union of Drinking Sports and Bars, who said the decision is hasty without consultation. We'll certainly come back in subsequent editions of Newscast. Cameroon, in communion with the 54 states of the Gentlemen Club, this March 14 commemorated the Commonwealth Day. The events at the courtyard of the Ministry of External Relations was placed under the theme delivery a common future, connecting, innovating and transforming. More on the story with our reporter Beatrice Ngamo.
Families of the Gentlemen Club, the Commonwealth, celebrating their day the second Monday of the month of March, today the 14th.
The Commonwealth brings us together to share best practices, to share knowledge on issues of common concern, be they concerning international security, good governance, climate change, youth, gender, and all the others. We this year organize activities to highlight all of this because it's of primary importance.
The commemoration is around the theme, delivering a common future, connecting, innovating, and transforming.
You also know the Commonwealth is an organization which is defined by its multiculturality, by its multi-ethnicity, and those are the same attributes of our country. So when we celebrate the Commonwealth Day, we are also celebrating unity in diversity. This is important to our country at the time when we are facing challenges.
The celebration crowns weeks of activities to encourage and instill the spirit of Commonwealth from the primary, secondary, and higher education level. Encouraging their performance in essay writing and other competitions that covers climate change, promoting good governance, and boosting trade. The celebration, with all the Commonwealth member countries in Cameroon, one with sounds and colors. This year's theme centered on the Commonwealth Health of Government meeting in Kigali, Rwanda, the upcoming Commonwealth Games next July, and the Queen's 70 years of service.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of Newscast on Canal the International. Thanks so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly 19:50. Our languages coming up next is the brief with Mark Schramu. As of me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.